Going to call the regular meeting of council to order for Monday, September 15th. Take approval of the agenda, please. Councilor Norbury.
Thank you, Mayor. That the September 15th, 2025 regular council meeting agenda be adopted as presented.
Seconder. Councilor Noxana. All in favor? Carried. Adoption of minutes for September 2nd, 2025 special meeting of council minutes. Councilor Noxana.
That the September 2nd, 2025 special meeting of council minutes be approved as presented.
Seconder. Councilor Dussault. Any errors or omissions from council? Staff?
No.
Thank you. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. September 2nd, 2025 regular meeting of council minutes. Recommendation, please. Councilor Noxana.
That the September 2nd, 2025 regular meeting of council minutes be approved as presented.
Seconder. Councilor Bertrand. Any errors or omissions from council? Staff?
No.
Thank you. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. September 4th, 2025 special meeting of council minutes. Councilor Dussault.
That the September 4th, 2025 special meeting of council minutes be adopted as presented.
Seconder. Councilor Noxana. Any errors or omissions from council? Staff?
No.
Thank you. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Any business arising from the minutes from council? Staff?
No.
Thank you. Okay, consent agenda. Take the recommendation, please. Councilor Noxana.
That all items in the September 15th, 2025 consent agenda be moved for information.
Seconder. Councilor Bertrand. All in favor? Carried. Are there any items that council would like to bring forward for discussion? Okay, I'd like to bring 7.2 up for discussion. Can I get a seconder, Councilor Norbury? All in favor? Carried. Just, I think we should have it added to the calendar if people can remember. It's on the 27th of September, if you want to add it to your calendar, but all council is invited. And that's in regards to the Tumbler Health and Wellness Fair. It's being put on by Dr. Iffy here locally. Sounds like there is supposed to be an organization being invited from Prince George to do a conversation or an overview of hybrid medical care. So it might be an opportunity if council is available. I'll be there for a short time, as I have to head off to Soto mid-afternoon. But I think it's, do we need approval? I mean, it's locally, we don't need any approval for travel or attending?
Correct.
Thanks. Okay. Anything else from council? Okay, moving on to bylaws. Zoning amendment bylaw number 755, 2025, readings. Report dated September 15, 2025 from the Director of Corporate Services regarding the zoning amendment bylaw number 755, 2025, readings. Recommendations. Councilor Noxana.
The council gives first reading to District of Tumbler Ridge zoning amendment bylaw number 755-2025.
Seconder. Councilor Bertrand. Discussion. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Second recommendation, Councilor Norbury.
Thank you, Mayor. That council gives second reading to the District of Tumbler Ridge zoning amendment bylaw number 755, 2025.
Seconder, Councilor Bertrand. Discussion. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Third recommendation, Councilor Noxana.
The council gives third reading to the District of Tumbler Ridge zoning amendment bylaw number 755-2025.
Seconder, Councilor Bertrand. Discussion. I always make it on the third, every time we do the third reading, this is an opportunity. If we have any changes or anything we want to add, now's the time to do it before the third reading passes. Go ahead and call the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, new business, request for meeting with Northern Health Board of Directors. Report dated September 15, 2025, from the Chief Administrative Officer regarding a request for a meeting with Northern Health Board of Directors. Councillor Julik.
The council directs staff to request an in-person meeting with the Northern Health Board of Directors.
Seconder, Councillor Noxana. Discussion. Councillor Noxana.
Thank you. I think I'm not sure they will take the meeting with us, but I think this would help move this conversation faster than perhaps people are seeing now. I would hope that they will sit and talk with us about concerns we've had, not just about opening the emergency room, but maybe how this whole situation has been handled.
Thank you. Councilor Norbury?
Thank you, Mayor Kakalka. My only comments is that I'd have a strong preference for in-person. I believe that the conversation can be limited when we are virtual. I recognize that it's easier doing virtual for all people, but, you know, I'd be willing to, you know, take a day off of work to head to Prince George to have those conversations. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilor Julik?
I did look up this weekend when we were at the community center, and they do have their regular scheduled board meeting in Prince George on October 22nd. I won't be able to make it, but they do allow for delegations, the same as we do for here. So if nothing else, maybe that's something that we can arrange as well. I would prefer it just be council to the Northern Health Board, but if that's the only way we can get on the agenda, I'm good to do something like that too. And then I believe their next meeting's in December, but I didn't see a location, but I didn't really look that hard for it either.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Make a couple comments. So that's why it says in person, because I don't think via Zoom is the right way to go about this. The other thing, I did talk to Shannon. He sits on the board of directors on the Sunday on September 11th when the announcer of the open house was held by Northern Health, and I told him it's time that we maybe get together as them as a board and us as elected officials. He pretty much agreed. He shook his head. I mean, that's going to be up to the board. But yeah, we're not looking as a delegation. We want to meet with the board, start having some open conversations, in my opinion, and working through this with them as open dialogue. They have staff just like we do, so they give direction to their staff. So, but I think they need to understand where we're coming from and that we actually want to help. It's not just throw everything on to Northern Health and here you go do it for us. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I'm willing to put all my time into this, get our ER back open, recruit doctors, recruit whatever we need. I mean, I think that's what we need to do. We always, and I agree, we say it's Northern Health's job, and I agree, it's Northern Health's job, but it's not working out. So that's why I've asked, I mean, Ms. Scott and I had quite a lengthy conversation over this. She will be updating the board on why we want to meet. Like, instead of just saying we want a meeting, we're going to give them some background. So hopefully they'll answer us, and hopefully we'll be able to, you know, whether they come to Tumbler Ridge or we have to go to Prince George, to me, it shouldn't matter. Okay, going to call a question. All in favor? Carried. Temporary advisor to council on health-related matters. Report dated September 15, 2025 from the Chief Administrative Officer regarding temporary advisor to council on health-related matters. Recommendation, Councilor Noxana.
That council hires Dr. Charles Helm on a temporary basis as an advisor to assist with discussions with Northern Health for the reinstatement of 24-hour emergency care in Tumbler Ridge.
Seconder, Councilor Julik. Discussion, Councilor Noxana.
Thank you. I would hope that staff can negotiate a compensation package with Dr. Helm if we're asking him to come on as an advisor. That would be my expectation, that there's a compensation there that we're able to offer him.
Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, going to call the question. All in favor? Sorry, Councilor Bertrand. Carried. Reallocations of funding source, residential development plan, report dated September 15, 2025 from the Director of Economic and Community Development regarding reallocation of funding source, residential development plan. Councillor Noxana.
The council approve reallocating the funding source for the residential development plan from the Growing Communities Fund to the Local Government Housing Initiatives, LGHI Fund, with the total allocation from LGHI being $107,282.
Seconder. Councillor Norbury, sorry. Discussion. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Tumbler Ridge Curling Club lease renewal report dated September 15, 2025 from the facilities manager regarding Tumbler Ridge Curling Club lease renewal. Recommendation. Councillor Noxana.
The council approves the Tumbler Ridge Curling Club lease agreement as presented.
Seconder. Councillor Bertrand. Discussion. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Follow up on district branded attire for council. Report dated September 15, 2025 from the executive assistant to the mayor, council, and CEO regarding the follow-up district branded attire for council. Recommendation, please. Councillor Noxana.
The council authorizes the purchase of district branded jackets for council members who expressed interest, and that this expense be funded through council's materials and supplies budget.
Seconder. Council Norbury, discussion? Call the question, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. (2025) Council Travel Expense Update, January to September. Report dated September 15, 2025, from the Executive Assistant to Mayor, Council, and the CEO regarding council travel expense update. Recommendations or recommendation? Councillor Noxana?
The council authorizes any additional travel for the mayor and council that may be required for further discussion with the Ministry of Health on the reinstatement of 24-hour emergency care in Tumbler Ridge.
Seconder? Councillor Norbury? Discussion? So I'm going to be pretty straightforward with this. I don't think we need a whole group of people going when we meet with ministry staff if it's needed. Again, I know we added it here. Some of it could be short notice as we start to work through this, if it's needed. I think we need to be open about it, that it could be that we need to start working with staff as I proceed with getting updates from other communities and how they've started taking over their medical clinics, private, municipally ran medical clinics. I've reached out to a few communities waiting for them to reply back to whether we meet at UBCM or via Zoom. But it might be another opportunity that we need to look at as we move through this open and dialogue with Northern Health, and we may need to look at different angles. Councillor Norbury?
Thank you, Mayor Kirkowka. I fully support this recommendation. One of the biggest challenges that we can face as a municipal body is that everything takes time to enact action. So this gives us the opportunity to be flexible. If something does come up, we can hop on a plane tomorrow, the next day. So yeah, I fully support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Call the question. All in favor? Carried. 2025 Remembrance Day wreath approval. Report dated September 15, 2025, from the Executive Assistant to Mayor, Council, and the CEO regarding the 2025 Remembrance Day wreath approval. Recommendation. Councillor Norbury?
Thank you, Mayor. That council approves the purchase of one wreath for the 2025 Poppy campaign at a cost of $98 with the expense allocated to the council initiative budget.
Seconder. Councillor Hoffman? Sorry, I'm a little tired, obviously. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Second recommendation. Councillor Noxana?
The council incorporates this expenditure into the financial plan on an annual basis should council wish to provide continued support for the Poppy campaign without the need for reoccurring yearly approvals.
Seconder. Councillor Hoffman? Discussion? Call the question. All in favor? Carried. Schedule of meetings. Anything from council? Councillor Julik?
Sorry, what's the meeting tomorrow night about?
Tomorrow night is a workshop.
Okay, I won't be here. I'll be in Vancouver, and I won't be able to come in by Zoom either.
Okay. Councillor Noxana?
Thank you. I'd just like to remind everybody that MLA Newfield will be back in town the 20th, I believe, the Saturday, meeting with the public in room 5 from 6 to 8. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else from council? Councillor Julik?
Just the health fair isn't noted on the 27th, but that it will be there on the 27th as well.
Yep, I was going to mention that, thank you. Anything else from council? Okay, just so everybody's aware too, starting on Thursday, the 18th, up to the 21st of September, they're having the culture events at the Oventive Center in Dawson Creek with, on behalf of West Mulberry, Soto, and the Treaty 8s and McLeod and halfway in Blueberry, but it's across Canada, so if you can make it. Okay, and then just about the Hope Truck, whoever wants to attend has advised staff, right? Just want to make sure that's been advised, whether you can attend or not attend, so that they can move forward with the finalization of tickets. Okay, is there anything from staff side in regards to scheduled calendar, Ms. Scott?
Nothing firm yet. However, we are hoping to try and schedule with something on October 7th in regards to the economic development strategy.
To what, sorry?
The economic development strategy.
Okay, thank you.
So nothing we're hoping to schedule something, so just
Okay,
keeping your calendars open if you can.
okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, moving on, notice of motions from the floor. Okay, Councilor's business, thanks Councilor Dussault, Councilor Noxena for filling out your reports. Anything from the floor? Councilor Noxena.
Thank you. I don't have reports on this, but I've been able to attend both of the Northern Health engagement sessions. I say that loosely, with the community. I believe the second one, no. The first one was live streamed. I'm not sure if the second one was. And then MLA Newfield has been here twice. And the first time he was here, it was live streamed through our local paper. Perhaps his social media site has it. I do feel like there's a lot of work being done on this with Northern Health. I'm not feeling that Northern Health is hearing Tumbler Ridge's concerns, and that's how I feel like having been at all these sessions. So I'm not sure if I need to write a report on those, but.
Nope, council can attend. There's normally reports you write are on your liaison reports. Anything else from the floor? Council Bertrand?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I attended the first Northern Health meeting there. I didn't stay till the end, unfortunately. I was pretty disgusted. But I also attended the Fall Fair, and it was well done. Kudos to all the organizers for putting that on, and looking forward to more functions out there.
Thank you. Councillor Julik?
I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about Northern Health too. I wasn't able to be there on Thursday, but when I heard that they had brought in security guards, I was pretty disappointed. I thought as a organization that had already lost a lot of trust, bringing in security guards was one more slap in the face. I wasn't there. Just hearing about it made me really disappointed. I feel that our community came together very well on Sunday when Northern Health was here, and that they then thought that they needed security guards on the following day left me really disappointed, because I thought that for the amount of people who were in rooms 4 and 5 on Sunday, everybody was very respectful. Even though there was definitely a lot of emotion, people were respectful and nobody was disrespectful. And so anyways, I wanted to say that because I was really proud of our community. And the other thing I guess I'd like to say again, and I hope there's lots of people watching and that everybody starts to pass the word. I think it's really important that we continue to make sure that the staff that we have at our clinic knows how much we value them, and that while we're disagreeing as council or residents of Tumbler Ridge, we still really appreciate the time and effort and care that the folks at the clinic give us on a daily basis.
Thank you. Anything else from council from the floor? Okay, semi-busy, I guess. Yeah, I did the Fall Fair. I thought it was hats off to the TRD Society for putting that on, and the amount of vendors they had, and seeing the families come out. Well done, well done. Northern Health, yeah, attended lots of Northern Health. I've had a lot of meetings with Northern Health after the fact as well. I had a meeting here Thursday morning. Just council's aware, I do have staff coming in and taking minutes for every those meetings. So after I actually get an opportunity to proofread them, we'll make sure council gets them. I have another meeting tomorrow scheduled for 1 o'clock with Northern Health, Dr. Helm and Larry Neufeld. I'm not sure who Northern Health's going to have at the table. For sure, Lisa Zanta will be there. So the last Thursday meeting, just the high point there, I would think, is, again, from Chiro's side, realizing, I think his tone was different. I think his tone and his demeanor was totally different at that meeting, right? Because he asked if he could start the meeting off, and I just said, as long as we keep the meeting in a friendly, and we have a friendly, safe place to have a discussion, and then I let him have it. And he, I think he realized it. I think that he realized that Northern Health came at it the wrong way, and on how it came out on Thursday, whatever date that was. I remember the date, 8th or something. It was the Thursday before the 11th, so whatever date that was. realized that, you know, they didn't have the open and proper dialogue, not only with the elected officials, but with our community. So, you know, we are starting that open dialogue. I'll say from the scratch, I mean, there's lots of catching up to do. I believe as elected officials, we're working backwards to try and catch up to the announcement. Dr. Helm has been instrumental in working with some of the ideas that he has come forward with and some of the connections that he's had with his colleagues and stuff, and try to figure some of this stuff out in regards to Vera and stuff like that, that as we work through this process, you know, he's talked about it fairly highly at, didn't get right to it on Sunday with Northern Health on their open house. I know he talked at a table or two about it on Thursday with Northern Health, but he mentioned it Friday afternoon with MLA Neufeld, as well again on Sunday with MLA Neufeld. He mentioned his ideas with Vera, which would, yes, we still have to have a doctor in the community that is willing and able to be on call, but Vera should be able to take about 90% of it without having to call a doctor on. Just need a nurse that's available. So I think there's lots of ideas like that, and I don't want to put too much out because I do believe this needs to have a conversation with Northern Health because we can't do it. Northern Health has to be the one that does it. At this point, Northern Health has to be the one that does it. So again, they've come to the table stating they're going to meet. It did take a few days to get an email back stating that they would confirm a meeting for tomorrow, but it has been confirmed this afternoon. So after that meeting, we're going to confirm the next thing. So again, I mean, I will need to talk to Ms. Scott. I don't think too much the stuff that we meet is, you know, not to be shared, but there is some things that probably we can't be sharing at this point as we talk, and that's why I don't want to talk about the whole meeting there. There's a couple of things I asked for, and I think my understanding is Northern Health is going to proceed, and I'll explain that to council when you see the minutes. I think I'll get to them tonight or something. Staff can print them out and then make sure council gets them. But yeah, I think it's really important to be at the table with Northern Health. Just so council's aware, I've also reached out, and I've had great dialogue with Minister of Health, Minister Josie Osborne. I mean, I'll say usually daily. Sometimes I don't text her or I don't answer her phone call, to be honest. We talked briefly today. Even though that she's denied our request to have a meeting at the UBCM, and that was because she came to town on August 28th, I have asked her that if there's anything that we can do to shuffle meetings around, that we can get a meeting with the elected officials. I think it's an opportunity to sit down with one point, and that is our ER closure, and not worry about what we pre-sent the ministry in regards to the EBCM requests. So I'm just waiting for dialogue back from her and her assistant. So hopefully we can get that meeting. I think it's time to maybe update Josie where we're at, what we've heard, what we've seen from our residents. We have, you know, and I'm glad that our residents showed up strong on the Sunday, September 11th. I mean, I'll be honest, didn't go around and count. I fear there was about 300 to 350 for the rally, probably 350 to 400 inside the building. I could be off. But to see all the residents come together for a rally to show how much we do not want our ER closed, but also how much we care about our medical staff that's here, and that's our paramedics, our firefighters. I mean, there was no question about what people thought about the people that are helping us out today within our facility. So to see them go in, and then to me, when we were inside, I think it was well handled inside by our residents. I did open it up about everybody making sure we show our true Tumbler Ridge aspects and being respectful, and I thought it was great. Great. Lots of questions, not so much answers. Lots of things shuffled off that we'll get the answer. And I don't know about the rest of council. On Thursday, I did attend the other, I'll call it a round table. I'm not sure. It's almost like you're meeting with minister staff in one room where you can't hear because the other table's too loud because they have more people sitting at the table. So I wasn't very happy with that. And I don't think that's engagement with the community. I don't think residents felt that was engagement is what I've heard. But when I see that they bring in 3 security guards, I mean, Councillor Joke mentioned it. I think that was another slap in my face. I thought I did a pretty good job with the rest of the elected officials in the room. It wasn't just me there. You know, I don't know. I can't believe they actually did it, but so be it. Maybe that's their policy. That's one of the things I'd like to talk to the board about. I mean, I thought we did so well on Sunday, and to do that, I think it actually made people shake their head when they came in. I think Thursday there was low numbers, and I think the low numbers were because you had to register. People didn't think it was going to be open dialogue, and I think it's our job to hold their feet to the fire in regards to having proper open dialogue with our community. Our residents matter, and our residents' voices should be heard, not just the elected officials. You know, we try our best to speak for every resident of this community and every family member. We don't think of everything. We don't think of everything, and they have a right to speak up. So hopefully they'll come back. I thought MLA Neufeld did well on Friday afternoon and Sunday. I mean, he had quite a few people on Friday, a little lower numbers on Sunday. Lots of people asking to put his feet out in the fire too. Like, let's make sure you're holding to it. So do I know that Larry will? He made a promise that he will support it and go after to make sure we get our ER open. I'll be honest, we have to worry that as we make steps forward too, that we're not affecting the region. When I talk about the region, I talk about the other hospitals, Dawes Creek, Chatwood, Fort St. John, anything we try to do as an idea, that we don't affect them going into a closure. That's a big thing too, so. But other than that, I had some meetings with Kanuma as well. I met with Kanuma in regards to the ER closure. They've gone through their mandates. I know people keep asking why hasn't Kanuma come out to the meetings. I believe that's up to Kanuma. That's you know, I've been very open that I had a meeting with Kanuma. They don't see any aspect or concerns when it comes to the Mine Act or WorkSafe BC. They'll just do what they have to do. No different if there was ER open here. If they have a high incident with high trauma, they're not usually bringing the patient here anyways. They're calling STARS. They have a pad that they can use out there, or a landing spot. So I dialogued with them. I had a meeting with Brian Sullivan, Lisa Risvolt, and Ed Griffin. And they're same thing. If we need stuff, just reach out to them, talk to them. They definitely want to be part of the community and help if they can with council if we're trying different ideas. So I had some other meetings, but honest, I can't remember. Trying to think now off the hawk here. We'll just leave it be. I'll bring it forward at the next open meeting. But yeah, it's been busy. Obviously, we're off at UBCM, leaving Sunday for that too. So it'll be a busy week this week, and then obviously next week. Other than that, that's all I have. Question and answer period, Ms. Scott.
There have been no emails.
Thank you. Take your resolution to close meeting, please. Councilor Norbury.
Thank you, Mayor. That the September 15th, 2025, a regular meeting of council be closed to the public according to Section 91E and J from the Community Charter to permit discussions about E, the acquisition, disposition, or expropriation of lands or improvements, if the council considers that disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality, and J, information that is prohibited or information that, if it were presented in a document, would be prohibited from disclosure under Section 21 of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act.
Seconder, Councilor Oksana. All in favor? Carried. 5-minute recess.